Hey everybody, today I'll be taking a look at Riff Raff, which is a fun dexterity game involving this boat. How does this game play? Every player gets 10 cards, numbered from 1 all the way to 10, and 8 objects. I will zoom in on the objects later in the video so you can see them. How does the game play? It's very easy. Players simultaneously each choose a card and reveal simultaneously. So let's say it's a 4-player game and one chose a 10, a 6, a 1 and a 1. Now the highest card can go first, but these numbers also determine where you have to place, because you can see from that perspective, I will show later in the video, but here's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9 and a 10. So this also says in which spot you have to play. So blue can go first because he has the highest number, but he must play on the 10th spot. He can choose from his objects whichever one he wants. So he will choose this guy, because this one you can hang and it will make it much harder for the players who follow. Now when playing objects, you can't touch the boat with your hands, but you can with your item. So I can rotate this. Here is the 10, so I have to place here, but I can rotate or touch the boat with my dude like this, and then I will try to hang him. There you go. Next is light blue, I guess the color. He has a 6, so he can choose where he has to place here. So he will choose something very light because it's very unstable, and he will place right there. Next, purple and red play the 1. In that case, the captain decides, and the captain is the player who has the highest number this round, or in case of a tie, who was the captain in the previous round. So right now the captain is blue because he played the highest, so he can choose who goes first. He will say red, so red goes first, and red has to play at the 1 spot, and he can make it a bit hard. Now, what you must watch in this game, when the items fall, you have to try to catch them. So this dexterity game is actually 2 aspects: placing and catching. I will show maybe later. So now it's purple turn, also at 1. When you place at a place where there's already an object, you can choose to play 2 items. So purple can say, I'm gonna try to place 2 items at the 1 spot, but he won't. It's too dangerous now. He'll just take his barrel and put it at the 1 spot, like this. Now we play this for 10 rounds. You have 10 cards, and after 10 rounds, the person with the least objects in his pool wins. So your pool starts with 8, but when these fall, you try to catch them. Everything you catch is out of the game. Everything that falls goes into your pool. So actually the game can end after 8 rounds already if a player loses all his objects, or even faster if he has turns where he can place 2, which can happen, like purple now had the opportunity to play 2, then you can go out even faster. But it won't happen that much normally. So I'll play a bit further so you can see how dangerous this boat is here. Okay. This can happen, this is safe, so I catch both of them, so they're out of the game. Nothing gets into my personal pool. But often, I will play a bit further, often when a lot falls, you can catch some of it, but not much. So the boat is actually very unstable, and it's very exciting because anytime it can really fall apart. Oh, it started. Okay, so I only catch 3. These 3 are out of the game, and these 4, the 5 actually, the player that did that move where everything fell off, it all goes back into his pool. That are the basic rules. Now the way I play it is not playing for 10 rounds, but just you play until one player empties his pool. So it can go on longer. Just after 10 rounds you shuffle and you deal them out again. Another variant that's very popular is, instead of choosing which number you'll play, just shuffle your 10 cards and randomly reveal, and everybody has to play that. So that's also a fun variant. It just adds a bit more chaos. It takes away the tactics, but it's still very fun. And in a 2-player game, you just take, instead of one object of the 8, you take 2 of them. So you just, each player has 16 objects and you play for 20 rounds. So that's the 2-player variant, which is also very fun. That's it for the overview of the game. Okay, so these are the 8 objects. Every player gets 1, except in a 2-player game, every player gets 2. And they are really different. They are very good quality. These ones are heavy. These, the 3 bottom ones. These are lighter. This one you can hang, like I showed you from the bars. And so it's actually also some tactics here. You try to get rid of these heavy ones at the right time, because if you get stuck with high number cards and only heavy objects, then you're really screwed, because these heavy ones on top of the ship really makes it balance a lot. So now I can show you the numbers a bit better. So you can see here the 1, the 2, and here is, on this one is the 5 and the 6, 7, 8 and 9 and 10 at the top. So that's how the boat looks in detail. Okay, for my final thoughts, this is a very fun dexterity game. Like I said, it works very well with 2, because you get 16 objects, it's placed a bit longer. You can play it randomly, just reveal and try to put the objects on the boat, or you can play a slightly more tactical version. So you have to choose your card, and then there are some tactics. Like I said, playing a high number lets you go first, but you have to go at the more difficult spots. You can play a number where there's already an object, and then you can choose to place 2 items. So those are some tactical things to think about. The dexterity aspect is very fun. Like I said, placing isn't that easy. The boat is very unstable, and it's also fun that you have to try to catch, because when things start falling, it can happen that this was a bad example, but sometimes he goes one way, one thing falls, and then there's a counter effect where he also waves here, and then things fall over there. So you have catching all over the place. It's really fun and funny. It works great with 2, 3 and 4. Also, there's this weight, if you can see it, and to make it a bit, if it's too hard for you, you can unscrew this ball and just put some extra weight around it, and then it becomes a bit easier. If you want a more stable boat for playing with little children, for example, then it becomes easier for them. The quality is really high. You can see the boat works very well, the pieces are great. It's a great dexterity game. It has some tactics, but it doesn't need to have it, and it's just a fun time, lots of laughs. Great dexterity game, my favorite one. Thanks for watching.